Alright guys, welcome back to another live trading day. Here with the ES. Quick analysis, real fast. I actually did it already. I just didn't have anything going. I'm just going to do it really fast, make some quick notes. Get NinjaTrader to work for me here. Okay. We're still on a bull trend. Market's still on a bull trend here. We have a range. I marked out the top of the ranges. I'm having a lot of trouble adjusting my charts today. I think it's just because I have a lot of programs running at the same time right now. And some data glitches from Ninja there. But you need to be aware of the top of these ranges in this channel line here. Those are going to act as support and resistance. We made kind of an early high. Is this going to be a trend from the very open? It's probably not. So maybe we'll double top here. We did have a nice sell off, which increases the chances of a double top. Find the higher low, boom. This is our channel. We're looking for a double top. We have a low 1, low 2. They're okay signal bars. Since we didn't take them though, let's just sit, let's just be patient. We have a range, 1, 2, 3 pushes up here. Right now, just kind of waiting for a better signal as a higher high. This might be an interesting one to take. Let's go to the 5 real fast. It's a higher high, double top on the 5 as well. Something similar, range 1, 2, 3 subdivided, or 1, 2, then now 3. So I might be a little bit more interested in taking it on the 5 minute. It is, we have to kind of look at this. It's a little bit weird to look at this, right? Because if you look at these two bull bars and say, okay, well, you know, it has a lot of strength. These bars have a lot of strength in the very last leg. We look at this leg, and it has some good bull bars, some good closes, good bull bars, good closes. Here, something similar, but they weren't quite this size. It is the open, so, you know, this could be a very climactic move at the open. And if it is, then I'm going to look to catch it short. And if it's not, then I guess I will sit and wait. But I need a good signal bar. I need something good. I really want to see something on a 5 minute chart, preferably. Although this 2000 tick is looking better and better. Let's count our entries. 1, 2, 1. So maybe if we have another pullback up, we could look to sell there. I am watching other charts too, including some stocks. So if I have some random moments of silence, I'm probably just looking at my other screen. Called out some oil trades this week. I'm already in USO and Murphy, down a little bit right now, not a big deal. The thing about these trades though really is, I mean, if you look at oil as a whole, you know, this is like the beginning of when it generally becomes expensive. So it, even if, you know, most of these are short-term holds, but even if you just decide to continue to hold oil, you know, you're probably going to make a profit eventually. You just are. We're coming into the summer. If you were holding through summer, then you'd probably be doing pretty good. Don't really have a second entry here just yet. I might be taking this off of a 5-minute. Jeez, dude. Jeez. Let's count some entries. 1, 2, 1. I need a reason to enter short. I want to look to enter short here. Give me a reason to enter short. If we did enter short, let's just say that we entered here, here. 4 points of risk, a little bit more than what I'd like. We can also maybe just enter with a limit because this has about a minute left in the bar and it's probably going to finish as a bear bar. So it's an equal high. It might be a good enough pullback for me. Oh man, oh man, oh man, oh man. There's a new high. Okay. Okay. We'll sell below this. See if I can get filled. Big stop. Big stop. Not very happy about the big stop, but I'd also take a better price. If the market wants to give me a better price, that's fine. I wish I could find a little bit better confirmation on this, right? I just have one bear bar. It's just one bear bar. Maybe I could find another. Maybe I could wait. But I think that I just feel like we're going down, honestly. It's range, right? 1, 2, 3. So, yeah. It's just kind of my feeling. Push up. Where's the profit target? Probably down here, technically speaking. So yeah, I guess we're in the trade, so all we can really do is sit and wait. It also is kind of a setup for the bulls though, right? 1, pull back, 2. But if it fails right here, then it's a second entry trap. So really good if it fails, really lame if it doesn't. Let's find out what happens. And kind of like what I said, the ideal setup here really is to sit and wait. Wait for another bar. Why am I not waiting for another bar? I think that there's enough evidence that we're going down, and I kind of think that we're going down anyway. We also have overnight, we're pushing up. So we created these highs early on, but what we haven't done yet is we haven't created some new lows. So I'm anticipating if we're in a range and we make a high early in the day, then we're likely going to go lower because we need to make a new low because we need to be in a range, right? So sitting here waiting for something good to happen. Two and a half minutes or so left in this bar. If I get an inside bar here, I'll be a pretty happy person. If I get a bear inside bar. Still plenty of time left. Let's look at some others. I guess Murphy had a gap down. Starting to show some signs of support here. I'm honestly thinking about extending this trade. Just if what is it? It goes to like March 9th or something like that. I don't remember exactly, but it goes to somewhere in there, and I'm only in half size. If I'm only in half size, then I have the ability to scale in, no problem. So if I have the ability to scale in, I know that seasonally speaking, oil is kind of just at the beginning of really starting to get strong in price. So I am very much thinking about just kind of extending this, and I've been looking for longer term holds anyway. In fact, speaking of, one of the ones I was looking at, IEP, been watching this for almost a year now. Can you believe it? Almost a year. So it has earnings coming up on 12/28, looks like. Um, and right before we have a big bear bar. So I'm thinking that we might be going a little bit lower, and I can probably catch it on a second leg down and get a good deal. Now, you got to keep in mind when I talk about this, I'm talking about holding IEP for, you know, 1, 2, 3 years. So you have to keep that in mind. Another kind of value play I was looking at was Tesla. Tesla. Let's see. We'll move this over real quick. Let everybody see. I think we're doing fine here. We don't need to look at this, right? Don't need to really look at that. Let's look at this. I'm not even in Tesla, and this is more interesting. Tight bear channel. First reversal up, likely to fail. Tight bear channel. First reversal up, likely to fail. Kind of forming a range. Is this likely a bear flag or a bull flag? 1, 2, 3. It might be a bull flag. It might be the beginning, but it's really weak, relatively speaking, though. Bull bar, no follow through. Bull bar, a little bit of follow through. Bull bar so far today. That's the daily. Let's look at the weekly. Kind of something similar. 1, 2, 3, or 1, 2, 3. Subdivided lows here. You could think of that either way. 1, 2, 3. Push up to previous higher low. It didn't get there. So, kind of a big complex thing here. It may just be a giant range, really. It might just be a big range here and here. Either way, I do think Tesla is a value play, but hell, if you bought it now, you'd make tremendous profits. 197 went up to 414 again. You make tremendous profits, but when I talk about this, you got to keep in mind I'm talking about holding this for long periods of time. Look at this, just going right up, right up, right up. Okay, that's Tesla. That's something I've been just kind of thinking about here. Get this adjusted on this other screen. And put it back to Murphy. Murphy oil. Good old Murphy oil. Okay, this trade's doing fine. If we can break this low, I'll probably just go ahead and move to break even. I imagine we will. So if I'm selling a wedge top here, and it is a double top too, there's a few measured moves to keep in mind. Damn, maybe I should put this lower. Maybe I should just put this lower and look for an inside bar or something. I'm definitely moving to break even now, though. If nothing else, I'm not going to lose, right? It's always a good feeling. So, pretty good sell-off here. We are, 20 minutes into the day, and we're already up 1,300. But we're only at break even. I don't really know what'll happen today. This is definitely a lot more strength than what I anticipated. So I'm probably going to just look. I want to move it up. This is technically a profit target right here, right? Maybe I should stick to it and just look to re-enter. I think that's what we're going to do. Because there were some entries I wanted to practice anyway. We're going to stick to our profit target. Then we're going to look to re-enter. There is a measured move profit target here as well, which is approximately here. So that's the double top measured move profit target. I might remeasure just so I can make sure this line is straight. Okay, let me make sure this line is straight. So there we go. There's a double top measured move. Bear bar starting to get weak. This really nice bear trend on this 2000 tick here. I almost don't want to be at break even, but I'm going to stay at break even. We're too far in the money for me to not be at break even. You know, if I get stopped out break even, then I'll just look to re-enter. It's whatever. It is a breakout, 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 breakout here. It is a relatively tight channel. I would think that the first reversal up would fail, but we'll see. This is a pullback on a smaller time frame. You can see this 5-minute doji bar is a pullback here. Push down, pull back. And for the time being, we're just chilling. Just waiting. I'm just waiting. Seeing what happens. Oh wow, Murphy had a huge gap up just now. Wow. 39.40 to 39.54. It's a big gap up. Check this out, guys. This isn't going anywhere. Check this out real fast. Look at this gap up. Jeez. 39.40, 39.54. This is a big gap. I guess it's an island, technically, right? Nothing here, nothing here. It's an island. That might kind of think of that as an island too. Crazy. Crazy, crazy, crazy. Okay, let's see where we are. You really want to give me an inside bar? Look at this on the 2000 tick. This is stupid. We haven't had a low one yet. Come on, give me a low one. It's not. So it's a trend, or it's not a trend, right? So it's outside, inside, inside. Maybe this will be its outside high one. So maybe this will be a small failed breakout, and we'll go back short. That's what I would like to happen. If we get an inside bar, I'm going to move my stop to the high of the inside bar. But it does feel like there were buyers down here under the double top. And if there's buyers here, And this is probably more likely a range, which would make sense. I mean, we're in a range overall, so you can expect ranging price action, but oh man, it's going to be super lame. Probably going to get stopped out break even on a really nice trade at the open, too. But it is what it is, you know? I mean, we weren't too far away from the profit target. I did put it back. This bar had a lot of strength, and I was like, wow, okay. I mean, you know, that bar had a lot of strength. At one point in time, this bar was really looking strong. So I was thinking, it's like, geez, I mean, maybe we'll get even lower, especially if you look at, if you think of this and how I think about this, right? It's range in here. Do I really need to draw this out? I'll draw it out. But, you know, range, more or less straight range, breakout, right? Look at this breakout. 1, 2, that double tap's kind of the same, so maybe it's 1, 2, 3, 4. Maybe it's on a bigger picture 1, 2, 3, and then the double top. It's more of how I look at it. So we finished on a bull bar after a doji. That's not a pullback. We still have not gotten a low 1. Still don't have a low 1 on here. Looking for a low 1. Give me a low 1 on this bar. Why not? What's so bad about this bar? Give me a low 1. Not there yet. Thank you. Finally, low 1. It looks kind of like a second entry. I mean, it's kind of got the pattern. It's condensed. Breakout. The breakout lasted 1, 2 bars, and now it seems to be failing, at least on the 2000 tick. Can't really see it. It's hard to see on the 5-minute. It's small. The smaller time frame that you use, like this, you say, oh, it's a failed breakout, because it's push up, consolidating price action, however you want to draw it. It's a triangle either way, right? Push up, pull back, condensing triangle, breakout being this bull bar closing near its high, followed by a bear bar closing at its low, followed by a low 1 here. So, you know, no matter how you think about this, it's not as strong. Now, this is a very tiny breakout. This is a very tiny chart, so you expect that the breakout on this chart, you know, isn't generally quite as powerful as if you saw this exact same pattern on a 5-minute, or even better on something like a 1 or 4 hour. Probably start trailing the previous bar here in a bit. Bulls have a high 1 right now, so maybe I won't let them have a high 2. Hope everyone's drinking their tea this morning. I know I am. That's why I'm so profitable so quickly. Drink a good, strong glass of tea every morning. You know, a lot of people, they think that you have to spend years studying the market, finding out all these different secrets that the market has to give you. You don't have to do that. Just drink a really strong glass of tea every morning. Low one, we have a pullback, which is a high one, so hopefully we'll have low two on this 2000 tick. Wow, Murphy is just killing it, isn't it? Every time I look over, Murphy just going at it. I woke up this morning and I read an article that was like oil prices set to tank. Recommend sell. So, okay. I mean, there's plenty of people in this world who are smarter than I am. Probably better traders than I am. Maybe they have something going for them. But I don't know. Maybe not. You have a lot of things to consider when you take other people's advice. Oh, here we go. Low two. Low two. Give me that low two. Like I give Discord signals, and I have a really, really high win rate, quite frankly. I mean, out of all the signals I gave, in fact, I'm going to go ahead and move this. It'll be fine right there. It'll be fine. I mean, out of all the signals I gave, it took me like 3 months to lose a trade or something like that. Yeah, it took me right around 3 months. So I didn't lose a single trade on the Discord for 3 months straight. And I mean, that's really good. But when you take any kind of advice, it really doesn't matter what it is from other people. In fact, we have a low 2, so I'm actually going to move because I'm not going to allow a high 2 for the bulls. So I'm going to keep my stop here, not allowing the bulls to have a high 2 right here. But when someone tells you to buy or sell something, sometimes you have to be careful because for me as an example, I want to obviously help people and make them profitable, but just because I'm doing something with my portfolio doesn't mean that it's risk adverse or wise for you to do it with yours. And it can be for lots of reasons. There could be too much risk on the trade. It could be too expensive. It could be a time frame or a setup that you don't feel comfortable with. And when you look at what other people say, no matter who it is, no matter who it might be, you have to take it with a grain of salt. You really do. So just be careful of that. You see a post on social media or wherever, it's like, oil prices are down, you need to sell stat. Okay, I mean, whatever. And I don't even know what they kind of had, some generic symbol or chart or whatever up there. I couldn't even really read it. It looked like they had Bollinger Bands, and they're saying something about the RSI being, I don't know, overbought, so therefore the market's going down, oil market's going down, something strange like that. But you just got to be careful. You got to be real careful. Besides, you might not even want to invest in oil. It might not be your thing. I invest in oil every time I fill my truck up with gas. I invest in oil just fine like that. Okay, still waiting on the market. We had like this really sharp move, and now we're kind of just sitting there. I almost wonder, what if bulls bought in here to try to get out break even? Do you think they did that? I don't know. I mean, be interesting if they did, right? Because it'd be like, did they get out break even? If a bull bought here, if they bought the breakout here, and then they bought again down here, or maybe at the high here, did they get break even? If they bought here, if they bought this bull bar, then they did not get out break even. If they bought down here, then they might have gotten out break even. They might have. I don't know. Come on, market. I mean, I'm winning no matter what. It's just, you know, I wanted this to not be in the middle of a range. I guess technically speaking, a high 2 would be above the other bar, but if this bar breaks into a high, then we're probably going to get a high 2 anyway, so just going to keep it where it is. Take a measly couple $100, move on with life, whatever. Not a good bear bar for the Bears. Maybe we'll get lucky and have a lot of bear movement anyway. But you know, I'm not afraid here. I'm not afraid. I mean, if I get out for a measly profit, then I'll just look to re-enter. It's not a big deal. Not a big deal, guys. Okay, a couple $100. Not really how I wanted to start the day off, but I'll take it. I'll take it. That is a high 2 now, so said that we were not going to allow a high 2 at this level, and we did not do that, so it'll be fine. It'll be fine. Even if this is still in a range. Like, let's just say this is a tight range right here. Okay, well, I mean, just wait a little bit. We'll look at the bars, maybe try to find a breakout. It's outside, 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 inside, outside, inside, outside, which really is just, you know, I mean, I don't really understand the outside, inside, outside pattern, because isn't that really just an inside? Even if it's like outside, inside, 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 there's going to be an outside at some time. So wouldn't it just like, I don't know, isn't that just the equivalent of an inside bar? That's kind of how I think about it. It's just an inside bar. Outside, inside, outside, it's just an inside bar. High 2 for the Bulls, 1, 2. If this is a high 2 for the Bulls, where is their stop? It's going to be down here. Bulls are not very risk adverse right now. It's also not really something I can sell. I mean, I love putting my stop loss or my order where other people's stop loss is, but you know, 1, 2, just so much risk, so much risk. How much risk is that? Just curious. 6, almost 7. It's not something I'm interested in. Starting the day off with a tight range. High 2 for the Bulls, going okay. It's not really the best signal bar. So here's kind of how I think about it. What I think is kind of happening here is we have double top failure. There's obviously bull buyers under here instead of stop losses like there should be. And then we have outside, outside. We have outside, inside. We have outside, inside, outside. So this outside bar here, this bear doji, well, it's supposed to be a breakout bar, and it should have broken us down lower, but it didn't. Instead, it ended up being a buy signal bar for the bulls. This is the current state that we're in here. Now, it doesn't necessarily mean that the bulls are going to just straight up get us another leg up. But it could mean that there's enough buyers in here for us to convert into a range. Wedge reversal on the 2000 tick, 1, 2, 3, pushed above the high, very small pattern. It's a very tight range. It's really best just to let this ranging price action play out. Just let it play out. Oh, let's look at some other things really fast. Murphy's still doing okay, bit of a pullback now. We also have USO doing fine. USO in a trend looks like. Right, gap down, big bull bar, filled the gap. Should have been bears in here, but there weren't. No bears. Oh, big push up. Pullback. This is a pullback bar. That's a pullback bar too, but you don't really know it just based on one large bull bar. Pullback, good place to enter. Pullback, generally a good place to enter. First real pullback after an established trend, creating a tight channel. There's Murphy's gap up, big gap up. I need to find a way to adjust my Webull because my 20 EMA, which it always puts to a 5, it's not a 20 right now. Webull's been kind of frustrating me with its settings lately. You know, they update the app. They update this thing like all the time. I swear, it's like I get an update once a week, it seems like. It's just a lot. I don't want your promotion center. Go away. Just want you off my screen. Thank you. If you want to join the Discord group, I'm going to put a link in the description. We give buy and sell signals based off of historical data. I'm trying to get this stupid thing to work, I swear. I have more trouble with Webull than anything else, it seems like. You know, I really am just some dude on this computer making these videos. People have been asking me for years, like, why don't you, live record your trades? Why don't you do this, do that? Like, well, this is one of the reasons why. So I'm sitting here wasting time with this stupid application instead of just getting it out of the way. I don't really want this on my stream, jeez. This is stupid. It's like nothing I do. Why does it fit to my screen every single time except this time? Just go away. Just close the dumb thing. Oh, man. Here's an interesting concept for you. Is this another failed breakout? I mean, let's look at this, right? It's like, let's see. Outside, outside, inside, outside. Failure, push back up, failure, bulls could not go higher. It is a low 1, low 2, it's a low 2 sell, don't know. Should I take a low 2 sell? You guys think so? How much risk is on here? 4 1/4. I might could enter with a limit. It's not so bad. Oh, I don't know, man. I don't know. Could just be a tight range still. I think I'm just going to be patient here. Although it does look like this might be a breakout bar. Let's see. Oh, there it goes. Okay. Maybe I should have gone short. I can always wait and be patient though. So we're not really, let's draw this out real fast. We have to be aware of this. This is the range. Range here, right? Range. So now that we've drawn this, we need to break out of that range. Is this it? Maybe. 1, 2, pull back 1, another pullback would be 2, might be a place that I can sell. The thing about this bar though is it just doesn't really break the range. Like it's just not strong. You're still technically, you're betting on, if you take this trade, you're betting on a range break when you don't know for a fact if this range is going to break yet. This could be a really nice breakout bar, but it could not be. If we get a pullback in here and a good signal bar and a 2000 tick, I might take it though. It will technically be a second entry, right? So it's like, right, let's hold up. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, pull back 1. Yeah, so next high and a pullback would be a second entry short, wouldn't it? Well, we're in a range, so yeah, you can think of it like that. We could also maybe sell the breakout here. That might be a tempting trade there. Stop would be in a weird spot though. If you didn't want to use a wide one. See, there it goes. Oh man, it's really just not good enough for me. I'm sorry. I just can't do it. I have to wait for more confirmation. I just got to. I'm seeing this as a potential breakout, right? Because it's, once again, it's outside, inside, outside, down, bear bar finishing weak, followed by a bull bar, pushed up, didn't get to the top, followed by a large bear bar. Could be a climactic bar, but it could be a breakout bar too. It didn't hold far below the range, but it makes sense that we're going to have a push down first anyway, so here we are, still waiting. I'm going to draw this out on a 2000 tick. You can kind of draw two ranges, but I'm just going to draw one large one. So that's the 5 minute there. And here we go, little breakout. Bull profit target. Few potential profit targets here, this being the previous major higher low, also a gap up from the range. It may not technically be a gap. I think if you talk to Al Brooks and you ask him what a gap is, he'll call that a negative gap. He won't call that a positive gap, he'll call it a negative gap. I think that, go away, I think that here we kind of have some other potential profit targets. If it's a wedge reversal, right? Be 1, 2, 3 up, and there's 2 legs down. Profit target is technically the previous higher low, which is here. It's also a negative gap, so negative gap of this high. So maybe it is a little bit weaker than what you think, this bull trend here. Bull trend here. Maybe it's a little bit weaker than what you would think. I guess there's only one way to find out, right? Definitely glad I did not take this as a breakout. It's just not a strong enough breakout. It really isn't. I mean, if this bear bar broke below this low here, I'd call it a breakout. If it closed at its low and it broke below this low, I would think of it as a breakout. Um, but it's hard to think of it as a breakout here because it could easily just be climactic, easily. There's not enough confirmation. Not enough confirmation to take this trade. Generally speaking, if we talk in like historical senses, then second week, or I'm sorry, the last week of February is generally a trading range. And what I mean by that is if you look at the S&P throughout history from 1984 until now, more than 50% of the time, the last 2 weeks of February will be some kind of a range. And we see a lot of different patterns like that in trading like this. Lots and lots of different patterns. I like knowing the market tendencies. It helps me with price action too. It really does. If you, I use it in a lot of ways, and we do this a lot in the Discord group. It's kind of like a screener, and the way you kind of think about it is if you only want to take high probability plays, only want to take high probability plays. This is also almost a tempting buy here, saying that we're in a range. Oh, I don't really want to buy a range next to the high of the day, though. I'd be more likely to sell it. I don't really want to buy that. But this could be a decent little buy. We also do have more selling pressure. Selling pressure, selling pressure. This one bear bar undid a lot of bear bar or bull bars to the left. Closed under a lot of bull bars is low. So I think we're increased. We have more selling pressure than buying pressure. It's not completely equal. But you could potentially take this long here. Potentially do it. I'm not going to at the moment. But if we talk about tendencies in the market, I use it kind of like a screener. We do it a lot in our Discord group, where I don't know coming into the week where the best plays are. I just don't. How could you? So I have a few options. I could either try to find some subjective pattern that maybe FinViz or something else is giving me. Those are fine, I guess, at least for some strategies. But I would much rather know real-time data and statistics. And if I'm looking through time and I'm finding a trade that's like, hey, if you buy between these dates here, you have 75-80% probability of winning. This trade will win 12, 13, 14 times in a row and only loses 2 times in a row. That's something I'm really interested in. because it takes all the subjectivity out of trading. Uh, in fact, you can just blindly take those trades year after year after year with no context behind it. You don't need to know price action. You don't need to know really anything. Granted, things like knowing price action help you out a lot in qualifying the trades, but you don't necessarily need to know it. Like, I tell you one that we called out in the beginning of February was Hershey, and Hershey had something like 15 winners in a row historically, only like two losers in a row, had an almost 80% probability of winning, and it's crazy when you look at it. But I would rather look at something like that and take it than just look at another subjective piece of information that someone else is giving me. Because I know my probabilities, I know what my average win, I know what my average loss is. And no matter what the price action setup is, I'm not interested in something. If you, if I want to, I tell you what, there was a trade recently that didn't trigger, and it was a short on SYI Cisco, and I didn't feel like it triggered because I just felt like the price action was too bullish, and so I didn't take it. And it's nice to be able to qualify trades like that, but I also know that if I take that entry short year after year, every year in these dates, then I'm going to make money. And even if I lost this year, I probably won't lose next year. One, two, three, big pushes down. This is a wedge, so if it's a wedge for the Bulls, I don't know if it is or not. But if it is a wedge for the Bulls, I guess their profit target's not very high. Let's see, one, two, three, maybe one, two, or maybe it's still subdivided one, two. It might be one, two, pull back, and the spare bar is three. But either way, profit target for the Bulls isn't super high, even if this is a wedge. Really just waiting on this range to end. If anyone wants to, well, I guess first of all, if anyone has actually made it through the 53 minutes so far of this live trading video, if you want to work with me in person, one-on-one, feel free to message me or click the link for my Fiverr gig. It's currently 10% off for the moment. At least it should be. If that's ended, just shoot me a message. I'll give you 10% off. Lots of people work with me one-on-one. 2023, traders who worked with me actually received over $6 million in prop firm funding. So that is a really, really big accomplishment for these traders. I do really enjoy working with people too. It's nice getting to know people. Nice meeting other traders. Nice seeing results, and believe it or not, you guys help me out a lot too. Help keep me disciplined. Sometimes you show me things that I never knew about. It's really good. It's really, really good. Oh man. Alright guys, I'm about to call it for the day, I think. So once again, we're watching for a lot of ranging action. Just curious, let's look at the daily. Maybe I shouldn't say that because then this is going to happen. There we go. Once again, some levels you want to watch out for. Top of range, channel line, all major support levels. In a range at the moment, probably going to break bearishly because there's more bear selling pressure. Have these higher lows. In fact, really, now is kind of more interesting to me to get into the market. Oh, let's see. I feel like I could almost just sell right now and make money. But maybe I can get it up here. I say that, but you know, until it actually breaks, it's just a range. It's just a range till it actually breaks. I'll probably do some more trading off camera, but this is it for you guys. Wish you the best today. Consider going short somewhere in here, and wish you guys the best. See you later.